We started to really look at Jiminny because we wanted to essentially improve communication across our sales team and our service team. So we wanted to be able to pass information from whenever we had that initial conversation with a prospect to essentially anyone that would be touching that customer through any point of its history. So we wanted to have a very transparent and open environment within our culture where anyone could essentially listen to any key points during a conversation or be able to quickly search a transcription of a call and get on the same page of what was discussed, what was promised, what were the pain points, what were the dreams and the hopes that that customer had. And we looked at different solutions, but we felt Jiminny could really provide a lot of really good features based on all their feature set. One of the problems that we had is that there could be certain things that we would forget, during a meeting. Maybe we forgot to write it down, or it was hard to transfer that information over to someone in the service side. So we're talking about hearing it directly from the customer. It could be the tonality that the customer is using. You're going to be able to provide a better service for that customer because the service team is going to be able to hear everything specifically, and being able to quickly retrieve next steps or key points during a meeting. So Jiminny has some really good features in regards to being able to highlight specific key points, or even being able to put all your notes as you're actually on the call. So being able to kind of go back to those quick points and say, hey, this was a really important piece. Like, pay attention to this because this is really important to the customer. That's one of the things that Jiminny was able to do for us. We looked at Zoom recording, but there was a lot of limitations in regards to being able to search a transcription, to being able to, share it effectively across multiple team members, even build like snippets and playbooks based on, best practices that we were encountering, or even lessons learned that we have. So it was lacking a lot of that team collaboration and expertise. We also looked at other tools such as Otter, and I think it was another one. It was Firefly. There's a few out there, but Jiminny really had superior technology and extremely good customer service. Everyone that we worked with was extremely helpful in helping us understand the technology, but also going through a very effective onboarding process to make sure that all our integrations were set up the right way, and so that everyone in our team would know exactly how to use the tool effectively. So it wasn't necessarily just coming from one individual, it was actually coming from Jiminny and that one champion within our company, which in this scenario, I was the champion of starting to use Jiminny, but Jiminny was there by my side, helping me to address any objections, any questions, position the value proposition that the application was going to bring to the business. Yeah, so I look at Jiminny as a communication tool, right? It's like a tool that you have to improve your communication and to make sure that you're able to service customers more effectively and collaborate more effectively so you can hear it directly from the source. And I think it would just have hindered some of the communication potential that we could have, and it would hurt the service capability. So I look at Jiminny as helping us build a competitive advantage and be a better service provider to our customers. Yeah, so before we were looking at Jiminny, we just were looking at something as well that could integrate with our CRM. I think CRM integration is an extremely important component of any type of conversational intelligence tool such as Jiminny. So the biggest thing that I was looking for is, could it integrate with our CRM system? So in our case, we use HubSpot CRM. So we wanted to make sure that any conversation that we had could easily be connected back to the client, and it could be associated back to that client so we could see the life cycle of conversations that we have had with that one specific individual within an organization. So that was like a big piece for us. Price was also a factor in regards to, this is obviously an exploratory technology that we were adopting. So we wanted to make sure that it was something that was priced competitively, and it was not something that was really gonna, hinder our business in any way, but essentially help our company as well as we tested this new technology. Jiminny has helped our sales team by being able to play back conversations, make sure that we can get back to clients and the things that we specifically promised. It has allowed our sales team to have better conversations with the service team to be able to say, this was really important to the client, make sure to pay attention to this. It has allowed us to really reflect on what we did well during the sales process and what we could have improved. And I think that's really important to be able to, take some time out of your week and reflect and say, from the conversations that I had this week, what could I have done differently? Could I have slowed down my pace? Could I have asked more questions? Could I have slowed down the sales process a little bit? Could I improve my listening skills? So you could actually build like a score mechanism per call. And what's good about that is you can set your own criteria of what a successful call needs to be. Do you have an upfront agenda? Do you close out and explain next steps? Do you talk about roles and responsibilities during the meeting? For us, it was important to be able to set that and to be able to reflect and be able to get better at our craft. With the pandemic, everyone is conducting significantly more Zoom calls. I think the world is becoming more comfortable being virtual. And I think people are going to do that, but I think virtual meetings will continue to dominate and be part of the future. And we wanted to just be able to have additional tools in our toolbox to be successful in engaging with our customers. So with the adaptation of Zoom calls, web meetings in general, we wanted to be able to have a way that we could capture all those conversations and service our clients effectively. In regards to implementation, Jiminny essentially we had different calls where we talked a little bit about our needs. And once they understood our needs, they essentially went into the platform itself and they helped us configure the users. And then they helped us configure the integration with the CRM. And we talked a little bit about the scoring of calls. So they helped us put that together. And it was relatively easy. They also, but it was nice to be able to have someone walk you through it to make sure that you can optimize your time, save time, and quickly get up and running on the platform. They also have a really good help system and a chat system as well. So if you have any questions at any point, you do have a dedicated account manager that you can talk to with any questions. And you also have a support mechanism online, and you have online chat where individuals get back to you relatively quickly. For sure, the integration with the CRM, the integration with Zoom, all those things are extremely powerful because those are the two tech stacks that we're using, and Jiminny is able to really integrate with those technologies. But in addition to that, the Jiminny interface has some very powerful things. As I mentioned, it has the ability for you to score the call. Your manager can score it, you can score it. It also has the ability to share snippets of the call, so you can share those snippets with the team. You could also, integrate with Slack as well. So if you're on Slack, you can share those snippets through Slack. You can share the calls with the customers as well. So, after the meeting is done, you have a quick way of sharing the call. You can set an expiration date if the call needs to be set. So there's a lot of really good features that Jiminny has that have been very powerful. But I would say the fact that Jiminny is able to integrate with some of the tech stacks that we're currently using, I think it's extremely powerful for us.